Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Tuesday, January 25th. Just want to do a quick market update today. Start with the Bitcoin daily chart. This is the CME futures chart. As you can see, and as we know from yesterday, we closed this gap here. And yesterday, as soon as we did close this, it was pretty much up only from there. We also know that equities bounced off its lows. And today we're seeing another green day for Bitcoin, a follow through a little bit. Note the candle body from yesterday's candle is right about here at 37.2. That's futures. So that's interesting, but we'll look at the more of the exchange charts. Just to check in on equities, we had an interesting gap down to start the day, then a trend down, a reversal trend back up, a small drop here, and then it's been sideways ever since. There was some consumer confidence news that came out this morning, but I don't know what that was. But as you can see, the market hasn't really responded either way, and we're still hovering around this area. So it'll be interesting to see how this resolves. And as we've been seeing, the correlation between the two markets has really never been stronger. Maybe more correlation to Nasdaq, but I just still follow the S&P more than Nasdaq. Just have done that for a while. But back to Bitcoin on the hourly chart, we are seeing a nice kick up here. Bitcoin is now up, let's see, 650 on the day. So a nice green candle. We had a nice green series of candles here. It's kind of like three marching soldiers, a little bit on the hourly. Yesterday we were watching this level. We did break through, sold off, and then regained some strength and popped through. It'll be interesting to see if we can climb up. And let's take a look at our fractal that we're watching from 2018, because I want to show you a level there. But yeah, nice to see some green. If you look at the rel strength chart, let me get it. Fractal rel strength. LRC is having a really nice day. Leaders are, it's LRC in the lead. Solo. You have AVAX near Hero. Is that Casper and FTM? Kind of the leaderboard. And if you go back to what we've been talking about as a group, we are keeping our eyes on the stronger movers and expecting them to continue to be strong movers in any of these rallies, whether that's a relief rally or near-term rally or whatever. So this is it's nice to see some action here, but we really have to come off the bottom here and start a new trend, in my opinion, until we start to really see some good moves. This is the fractal from 2018. This is 4 months of data, and this I've never seen a fractal, honestly, that tracked as well as this has done. Don't forget the finishing pattern, and we've looked at this in a lot of correction periods. This is the daily chart, so it's pretty significant. And if we follow, again, this fractal has one built in. So if we follow this, it's a bounce up and another drop down before we finally climb out. So we don't have to follow the fractal. Don't have to at all. But if we do, I think we can expect to see maybe 37.8, maybe 38. It'll be interesting because see how this fractal, I kind of draw on here. See how this fractal, let's call the lows in here. And then you kind of have the top of the fractal in here. I'll change the color too. But that to me is different because with the real data, because we don't have this data in the previous period did not come down as far as this fractal. It's probably the one time where it kind of disconnected. See all these other periods, you have a little variation, but the biggest delta between actual data and this fractal period was this last interval here. So the previous fractal period came up and kind of touched the underside of this period, and we don't have that here. We don't have that underside previous data until we get up to kind of this, what is this, the 236 at about 41.8 or so. Let's see what that is, 236 at 41.6. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here, and if we follow this fractal, of course we don't have to, and see what happens. A couple other things I wanted to point out. once we finally establish, either we come out sideways, we bounce and we come out, notice how this, in this period, we kind of matched, you know, this old data here. So we kind of had a ceiling where there was a former floor, sort of. That's the way I'm kind of looking at it here. So interesting levels once we can, if we can, and once we can regain strength here, if this is our bottom, all that, etc., right? So if we come out, this 41.5 will be interesting. Do we see this retrace back down? And then this area will also be interesting at 46.7. That level, and then do we get our 618 up here? If this fractal holds, I'm looking at March time frame for kind of a high point and in the market. So, you know, when this breaks down and I get signals, or if even earlier, we get some high points and some alts can run, like we're seeing LRC up 20-some%, or actually it's 64% from the bottom, right? But if it just runs and runs and runs, and if I was in LRC and we were getting up to here and LRC was at some really high levels, I started to see some low time frame breakdowns in the chart, I'd be thinking about taking profits and getting out of position right there. So that's kind of the look at the update, the fractal, just in the daily update too. And is this the real? Yeah, we looked at that. Let's look at let's go back to, yeah, one last look on the hourly. Yep, looks like we have one more follow through. We're working on it. 34 minutes left in the hour, so we'll see what happens. But not a bad day. Again, if we follow that fractal, you know, we did expect a little bit of a bounce. And I think the biggest question in my mind right now is, I'm painting it over here for you, is our bottoming structure going to look like this? Like a lot of them do. I'm expecting this to be the case, more so than just up only straight out from here. But we'll see. So eyes on Bitcoin, obviously, eyes on the alts, rel strength, eyes on equities. And let's fly by the dollar real quick. Yeah. We are now sold off the top of this candle. So in the low time frame, we're down a little bit. However, trend looks to be up, especially in the last few days, kind of testing the bottom side of this area. If we can get a break for some whatever reason, if we can get weakness in the dollar, that'll really help. That'll help all assets, equities too. Equities and crypto. So that's all I had for you today. Pretty short video. Tomorrow's live stream. Please tune in and join us as we cover a host of everything. But thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like button, smash the like button. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow on Twitter. It's @JEDIOSHI. Send me a DM and I can help you join our community. And we are learning to read charts, learning to trade, and most importantly, learning to take responsibility and think for ourselves. So I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks again.